Okay, gentlemen, this is a little power hammer I built. I built this to be portable. Make sure you understand that. Uh, it's roughly 25 pounds. I put a bathroom scale underneath the hammer with the springs attached, and she comes out about 24 pounds with a tool on it. I'm calling it a 25-pounder. Note this eccentric right here. This is our driving mechanism. The motor on this thing is a 1.5 horse. The web says it's a 1725. Guys, I'm pretty sure that son of a gun right there is a 3450. Pulley's driving this is a 2-inch on the motor, 10-inch on the axle. These springs are mower deck springs off of a riding lawnmower. I did give Mark up at Elite at Express small engine, I think $10 for the pair, which I thought was outrageous, but I bought them anyway. Pedal on this, note the adjustment there. There's about 8 inches of adjustment on this pedal. Lets you put it on this table, on that spool, on that bench over there. That way you can put it wherever the hell you want. I gave thought to the idea that on a full-size pickup, you could literally either clamp it to the tailgate or put a couple of weld nuts in your tailgate and clamp the damn thing down. Now, I'm going to try and do this with the camera in my hand because I didn't want to get the friggin' tripod out. This hammer will do the work, gentlemen. That used to be 1/2-inch conduit. We knocked the plug out. But anyway, this is built so that it would be portable. And quite frankly, it occurred to me this morning, I need to put a handle here and back here, or vice versa. It doesn't really matter. But so we have handles so you can literally pick it up, because right now it's kind of hard to pick up. Last time I moved it, I hooked it here and hooked it underneath this. This, just a handle, you can screw it into the axle here, and it lets you turn the hammer up so you can add tooling to this power hammer. There's some tooling I made for it. It's got a smaller flatter and a fuller. That's what I've actually got built so far. And there's some blank sockets for making more tooling. I made this to be portable. That was my intention. And quite frankly, I made it as simple as possible. The control switch on this is a friggin' 15 amp light switch. The motor maxes at 10. This is the base for it. You can literally pick it up off that table, drop it in this base, put 4, 5, 16th bolts in it, and now she's a ground mount power hammer, same as any other power hammer. The difference being that we don't have the same actuator assembly stuff that we would normally have. I'm going to pause this camera now. This is up and running. I do want to add handles to it, and I'm thinking about adding a guide piece right here to hold this so it holds it kind of up against the body. It doesn't really move enough to change anything. Notice how I put this on here. Rather than have the spring underneath the motor plate, I ran this tongue out, and I'm using that tongue to actuate the motor. This works really good. I really like that. I'm going to pause the camera now and go show you my other power hammer. Note, see these springs right here? That's what adds your weight. That hammer, we take it off this machine and weigh it. It only weighs about 5 pounds. What we have here is 3 inches of solid steel that's plug welded front and rear, and then welded around the bottom and then milled flat so that my tooling fits tight. Works good that way. I also need to make a pin for that tooling, with a little hairpin in it so you can get it in and out easier. I'm pretty happy with this. This is the first time I've ever used this method of impetuous. I'm going to pause this and go show you my big hammer so you understand what I'm talking about. I got to find the pause button. Okay, we're good to go. I thought about heating this up. This is my big shop, guys. This shop's 30 by 50. This is my normal power hammer that I normally build. Note the size. You know, this thing's half again as big as the other one, if not more. And it works good, don't get me wrong. It's just bigger than it needs to be. For what I wanted. I literally, there's a treadle hammer right there. I set out to literally build us this is my little foundry. Everybody could see it now. Let's see here. We got a buffer, a tempering oven, otherwise known as a toaster oven. I used that little 436 from Harbor Freight there for a flatter. I changed their pulley to my pulley. I took their 1-inch pulley off of the drive, either a weak-ass motor, and put a 2-inch pulley on it. Speeded that belt up by about 50%, took it up to about 2,500 feet per minute. And I used that little jig right there to hold my knife planks on it. I make these bronze letter openers. 3-burner Ford, some tongs. That's a quench tank for water. Treadle hammer, flasks for casting, crucibles, LP, storage. That little box right there is my chair, plus it's full of aluminum and bronze ingots. Then you have, that's a melting furnace right there. Power hammer, one of those hydraulic presses made out of a log splitter. Yeah, it works. I use it occasionally for different things, not a lot. This is what I use for an anvil up here. And that's an oil quench tank, holds 5 gallons of oil. Hammers on both sides. Underneath that aluminum right there is a 5-inch 360 vise that I use occasionally. It's the reason it's covered, to keep it from rusting. Okay. This hammer's a little heavy for me. I'm 70 years old, and just picking it up to carry it, I'm not doing that. I've been using shop hoist to do it. What I'm saying here, and what the main reason I built this, is I just want to see if it would work and if it could be done. I got news for you guys. I'm impressed with this little hammer. This thing will do anything my big hammer will do. The only problem I encounter with this is the amount of free space between the motor. I was thinking about adding a barricade here to protect this motor against coming against it with hot steel, but really not necessary. And I made the fuller, literally drilled it front and side so that it can be flipped around. The bottom is just a friggin' 3/4 inch hardy hole, so you can pick that up and spin it. That would allow you to go side to side with longer pieces. Your control is about a 1/2 inch below the face of your bottom tool. Once you step on it, it's plenty clear there. You got about 1.5 inches, maybe 2. And that's one of the little problems with making it so small. There's not as much room as you would like. This right here is the base. It literally drops in 4 5/16 bolts. She's locked down, bolted to the floor. This tray is made here so that we can add a cooling rack down there. I don't know how you guys do it, but I often pull stuff off the hammer and throw it on a cooling rack and walk away. I've been known to do that a lot. There's some belt grinders I got to get rid of, and my collection of little vices. 2 of those are antiques. One of them's a Chinese one. I just got them. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. I just wanted to point this out, show you guys what I built. Uh, Anybody got any questions, just message me or whatever.